Here comes the sun. Dee-doo-dee-doo. Welcome back to Trove One, everybody. Today we're gonna do a little work on the Suburban. Got a couple upgrades here to do on it. It's gonna be a quick little lighting and wiring video. Got some new lights here from friends over at Novsight. Pretty excited about these. And I also have some brackets here. These are from Amazon. I'll put a link to both of these in the description. These are some brackets I found that are going to be for lights that'll go right up here. These brackets will mount on the bottom of the hood. We'll be able to set a light right here so we can do a little ditch light off here. I've been running these for a while as ditch lights, but I'm gonna get a little bit more up here, and these also have some other functions. So we're gonna hop right into this and see if we can't get some more lights installed. So you may remember a while back, I put these big 9-inch Novsights on here, and I love these lights. These are my favorite lights ever. They are so bright. They put out so much light. Really, really like them. I'll put a link to these in the description too. And I also have a discount code if you want to get any Novsight stuff, like these lights right here. You can go do that. But this is one of their smaller pods. This is the X series. So this is a multifunction pod. It has a main light. It also has this cover. See if I can snap it off. Kind of hard to do with one hand. I'm trying to film and not drop the light. They don't come off super easy, which is good because you don't want them falling off when you're driving through the brush. Hang on, let me put the camera down. Okay, here we go. So, X series light. You can snap the amber cover off. I love having covers for my lights because it keeps the bugs off. And this is what it looks like. So your main lights are gonna be around here, and then this X shape in the middle is your accent light. So it has an amber function and a white function. They're like a driving light. So these, we're gonna go up there on the front as ditch lights. They'll kind of point out, and I'll be able to use those other lights for some other stuff. I'll explain that a little bit more later because I'm pretty excited about it. I love multi-function lights, especially for a lot of my smaller lights because I can use them for various things. So see if these brackets fit, try to get those installed, and then we'll jump into these lights. They do come with a wiring harness and everything. It's got a multi-function switch and all that. I've got a little controller in here, so I'll be hooking them up to that. So I won't be using all of the harness, but I'll be using some of it. They got brackets here, so we'll get it all assembled and see if we can get them installed. Okay, so these brackets go around the front here. Yeah, this one goes on this side, and they'll go right here. So I need to loosen this bolt and this bolt, and then we'll be able to slide this up underneath that. And they have the holes in them are notched, so I don't have to fully take it off, which is kind of nice because otherwise it'd be a lot harder to pull this off because I have to take the whole thing off. Probably going to get a little bit loose anyway, taking two of them loose, but at least I got one bolt fully tightened down. Okay, goes just like that. Alright, we'll get the other side. Well, that was easy enough. So they just sit right here. See the bracket there with the hole in it? And just like your typical little hood mount like you see on Jeeps and Toyotas and all kinds of stuff, kind of avoided these for a long time. My biggest concern with these is going to be branches because we get a lot of brush that comes up right here. It's going to catch and rake over these, kind of like it does the lights up here. It's just going to be part of it. We'll have to see how it works. I'm going to test them out, see if we like them, and I'll be able to get a little bit more of an angle off to the side out of them. And I could even get rid of these up here on the bumper if I wanted to. We'll see which ones I like more. All right, let's get our lights out and start getting them mounted up. All right, guys, grab my little Novsight table. Really not trying to make this a Novsight commercial. It just happened to be the most handy thing to get these set up. But the lights come with their brackets and stuff here. Couple Allen wrenches. So, should be able to get these things put together. Say we want to mount it like that right there. See what we got. Big bolts, big washers, big nuts. Looks like we got a lock washer. Oops. Lock washer and a flat washer for each bolt. And this bracket looks like it could go on either way, so you could mount it on like a roof rack or something. You can also mount it where it's sticking out a little further, like on a bumper. Actually, I don't know if I want it like this. I think I'm going to want it like this, but we'll find out for sure. See what that's going to be. Still got room for the bolt to go in with it flipped this way. See what that's going to look like. Yep, I like that positioning on the brackets. Alright, there we go. Brackets on. These have little spade connectors on the end, so you got 4 wires. So you'll have a positive for the main light, a negative, a positive for the white light, and a positive for the amber accent light. So, oops. And then the wiring harness, which I'm either going to cannibalize this and use part of it, or I'm not going to use any of it. We're about to find out. I think I'm probably not going to use any of it, but it's a pretty nice little switch. Got a little 3-way switch here, so main power on, yellow, white. So good looking wiring harness. It's got a fuse on it, as they pretty much always do, but I don't think I'm going to use it unless I just use part of it and cut it off here. Right, let's see if we can't go ahead and get one of these mounted up here. Something like that. I like the look of them pointing forward, but I've already got enough lights up here up top pointing forward and down front. Really, I mostly use those way more than these up here because of the glare on the hood and the windshield. So I think this one is going to be really pretty much not straight out. I want an angle forward, but a little bit more angle than my ones off the bumper. So right about there is, I think, where I'm going to want them. That should work. It's probably going to get a lot of branches coming up and catching it right here, but so does our mirror, so we'll see how long it lasts before it gets broken off, I guess. Yes, Jeep, you know you're not supposed to be in my garage. Alright guys, got those mounted. We're going to start wiring now. So what I've done is cannibalize the harness that came with it. So I got our connectors right here. It's going to run under here. And I've cut it. And I'm going to put this into my little power box right here. And then the other side, I've come over here. My Y adapter's right here. So I'm not going to use my red and my black. The dogs are barking in the background. And then, but I am going to use the yellow and the white over here. And then the harness runs the rest of the way over here, so I can get my red and my black over here. So what I'm going to do, down in here, these Chevys have running lights, and they never both work. And then we also have a turn signal, and both of them are a little bit blocked. I also have a turn signal down here, but I'm going to use the white up here as my daytime running, and I'm going to use the amber for a turn signal. So I'm going to do a little bit of wiring and see if we can get this to work. Alright, my least favorite part is done, at least maybe somewhat temporarily. Got a little bit of straightening up to do, but I got everything tied in, so we can make sure it's actually going to work. Get our button right here, and voila, those lights are on. I got them on the same circuit as these down here, so we've got these up here and these down here that are both going to be operating as ditch lights, just at different angles to give us a little bit more coverage. So we'll go out in the dark and test these out a little bit. Alright, I'm also testing out my turn signal here, so you can see factory is down there. This turn signal is not hooked up right now, and then we got our turn signal up here. And we've got the same thing over here. Turn signal up there, turn signal down here, which is partially blocked by all this, and then this one is hooked up here. I've got that one over there, the wire got ripped off. I got to reconnect it, but lots of visibility on our turn signal now. All right, what I've got now, I've got my flashlight laying in the dash to trick the daytime sensor so it doesn't kick on the headlights, and these are the daytime running lights. So you can kind of see the, I don't know how well the camera shows it, but it's an X-shaped pattern, and it's not all that bright. It's pretty dim, which is the whole point. It's just a daytime running light. So we'll see how we like it during the day, if we want to keep it hooked up that way or not. But I'm liking the turn signal, and now we need to go test these things out and see how much light they put out. All right, that is with low beams on. I disconnected my old ditch lights. So that is just the new ones. They're pretty, you can see kind of that squarish pattern. This one over here on the right's pointed down a little bit more. I like how this one on the left is up a little bit higher. There's my brights. There's with the big lights. So I'm gonna angle that one up a little bit on the right. Alright, there goes my cat. I'm just bopping along. Need to see the ditches. Oh yeah, that is pretty good right there, and that's just the new ones. We can see now. Guys, I'm going to tidy up my wiring a little bit, but I am really happy with the brightness. Novsight continues to impress me with the brightness of their lights. These, like I said earlier, are some of my favorite lights. They are my favorite lights, and these are going to be my second favorite because of the functionality they give me on my ditch lights. So super happy with those, and if you want to get some, I'll put a link down there in the description. There'll also be a discount code. So super happy with it. I'm going to go do a little more testing, straighten up my wiring, zip tie a few things, tidy it up a little bit, and then we'll see how we like it in the long run. Alright, let's do a quick all-on check.